Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to Baby Got Scraps, a scrappy inspirational YouTube and Instagram hop where we can use one 12 by 12 paper and the rest scraps or a smaller paper pad. I'm going to scrap this picture, and it is of my grandson on his way home from his trip to DC. However, it is not the last layout in the album. Now, I was saving this one paper that has airplanes on it for this layout, but I wanted to extend it a little bit farther, so I layered it on this other paper, and that paper is from one of those paper pads with 180 sheets, so it's really thin, and I guess the last time I cut it, the blade that I was using was not sharp, so I had to cut the edge again, and when I cut the other part, I noticed that they didn't match, but then I didn't want to make it smaller than what it already was because it is kind of a small piece to go across there. So I went ahead and left the top one being wider. I figured it'd be all right. Now I'm only going to map my photo one time. Oh, and I got these old alphas out. I've had them for a long time. They kind of remind me of the Letterman jackets when I see them, and I do have them in a couple of colors, maybe three: yellow, orange, and black. But orange is my grandson's favorite color, and that background paper there, when I seen it, I thought, oh, I have got to use that. And I added orange and added even more orange just because I know it's his favorite color. And I thought, I'm just going to make sure I do this page in orange. I'm going to put those little orange, well, I did already by me. I am going to put them on that banner, and it's going to be orange on orange, so it's kind of subtle because it's going to be part of my title, and it's heading home with A, because I wanted the 5-star view to show up a whole lot more, so it's bigger. And I'm going to just put it directly above the title. I am going to decide that I wanted something to help distinguish it, though, from the background because it's orange on orange too. So I'm going to pull out some cardstock, and I pull out like 3 or 4 colors, trying to decide which one to use. And I finally picked this light blue, and I even emboss the pieces with my embossing folder. And I mean, I'm going to do quite a bit. I'm going to make a banner behind the picture. I'm going to punch out some stars and do a banner in the top left-hand corner before I decide I don't like it. Well, the whole time I'm thinking it's not my favorite, but I go ahead and finally change it out. I won't have y'all sit through that again, though. I will cut all that out, but it'll be like a fade into kind of thing where you notice that there is a difference. And since I'm going to end up putting everything right back in the same place I had to start with, it's even if it's got little tiny torn places from the glue, it's going to be okay because I'm going to be covering it up. And the paper that I'm going to be using, I'd seen it to start with. I considered it to start with, but the other side has a striped paper. And I love striped paper, and it just wasn't going to go with this layout. But I didn't want to use it and not have it. But looking at the cardstock over and over again, I finally decided I'm going to go ahead and use it. And just wished I had more of that striped paper. Yeah, I did quite a few things with that cardstock before I decided to pull it all up. I remember one time my grandson calling me and he says, "What you doing?" And I said, "Oh, I'm tearing apart a layout." And he says, "You don't do that very often." I said, "No, I don't do it very often." I said, "But sometimes my lack of decision early on causes me to do it before the layout is over." And that's what happened here. Because I never fully committed to that cardstock, even after I embossed it. And I kept thinking about that other paper. And yeah, I ended up using it. I'm going to fussy cut out the suitcase. And instead of doing like I usually do and cutting most of that out, I'm going to go ahead and show it, and I'm even zooming in a little bit. The handle there, I am going to cut straight into the handle, close, right across the area where the suitcase itself is, and cut around it, and then that way it's going to look more 3D when I put it back on the layout. And it don't hurt it any. Sometimes you might, when it's super thin, have to cut a sliver of cardstock and glue on the back of it. But this time I didn't even do that at all with this one. And it just sits there in place, and you cannot tell that it wasn't all attached. And since I put foam tape on the back and cut the whole handle out, it looks more three-dimensional sitting there on my layout. And I'm pretty sure that I took a close-up of it, so you'll see it later in the close-ups of the photo. And I think those suitcases are just so cute. They do have flowers on them, but they went on my layout anyway. And it kind of reminds me of a face, eyes, and then the mouth at the bottom, the way they did the handles. But, oh, that's going to be so cute sitting there on that corner of the photo, because the photo isn't much. But it is a memory, and he took a picture of it raining and looking dreary outside, and the window streaked, and everything just a gray haze. And he's quite the character. I'm figuring he took it and put it in there because he thought, okay, I want to see what Mama's going to do with this one. So, yeah, I had fun doing the page, making it his favorite color, and having a 5-star view as the title, since this definitely is not a 5-star view. And yeah, working with the picture that he put in the bunch for me to scrap. And oh, it shows how I do not pay attention. I have already replaced the cardstock. So yeah, it is replaced. And don't that go a lot better with the layout than that bright blue cardstock did? I like it a lot better. And I goof on this tab here. It says first class because, I can tell it is not first class, but it says first class. And I got my corner chomper out, and at first I chomped on the 1/4 inch, I believe it is. And then I picked it up wrong and did it on the 1/2 inch. And so I had to do all of them with the 1/2 inch to make them match. And I almost cut the first class off because, it cuts in a little closer than the 1/4 inch does. But I left it, and I went ahead and used it and put it up there anyway. I am When I put that tab up there, I thought, needs something else. And what else am I going to put? So I pulled out my Rolodex punch, and I'm going to put pro and con of first class, is what is my thought. I don't know if it'll be his thought or not, but yeah, I put pro and con on there. There was 2 little stickers for it, and I thought, I'm going to go ahead and use them on this layout, just because the pro and con thing is one of his favorite things to do, to go over something and figure out all the pros and cons. And I found a postage sticker, post office thing, post office express thing to go up in the upper left hand corner with the plane. And I believe the first class and that both came from the same paper, the Teresa Collins paper. There was a lot on that paper, and I used quite a bit on these layouts here. And again, although this is going to be the last photo layout in the album, it is not the last layout that I did, but it's the last one for the month of January. So I thought I'd go ahead and use it. And well, there is one for Sunday for Baby Got Scraps / She's Crafty, but that's using a 6x6 paper pad, and I had something else that I did for that. So this is the last one for the month, and I might as well use it. But yeah, there's my pro and con and my little Rolodex punch that I love, and I used a Martha Stewart punch for that border up there. And instead of the planes, there is the world globes, I guess you call it, the globes. But the colors match so well, while they're the same paper collection. But it has so much similarity to the planes, I thought it'd look good up there. But if you look down there below, you'll see all the links to all the other gals doing the Baby Got Scraps this month. And if you leave a comment, I'll get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so much. But I hope you all have a happy, scrappy week. Take care and stay safe. Bye.